What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today the A45 S by Posaidon is back. It is the third time we are checking out this A45 because it has a turbo upgrade and an exhaust upgrade now. So it sounds really good. So last time round this car had 465 horsepower, a stage 1 remap with a stock turbo, stock downpipe. Before that we had it with a tuning box which Posaidon used to send around the world because it's a lot easier to do it that way. But today we've got a full-on tune. It's got a hybrid turbo and that exhaust is really good. So I'm going to show you around it quickly. We've covered this car before and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. Now, it is absolutely freezing today and it is very wet. As you can see, it was snow this morning, but it melted, just melted. So it's like 1 degree. And yeah, so it's super cold, super wet. We can get a decent measurement on the Autobahn. We just have a lot of wheel spin. So we actually don't have measurements of this car today. I'm hoping we get to do that later in the year. But today I'm just going to show you everything this car has got and just share the experience with you. We've got a very aggressive front end, of course, with the Panamericana grille, nice black accents on this yellow car, and then we've got some brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. So we were expecting it to grip, but it seems to not be able to put the power down. Behind that we've got AP racing brakes, probably my favorite thing about this car. It is so delicious. This braking system is absolute magic. It's got a KW Club Sport suspension as well that has been set up with quite a nice rake, so the front is a little bit higher than the rear, making it a bit lighter on the front axle basically, because the car has a lot of weight on the front axle, 1100 kilos, so that is quite a lot, and that means that it's very hard on its front tires. Normally they run a semi-slick tire setup with this car. The KW Club Sport suspension has been set up for semi-slick tires as well. And this car has been built for the Nürburgring basically. They've done over 250 laps with this car on the Nürburgring and it's been set up for that purpose. Also at the rear we've got custom control arms. So the stock car only has one control arm for tow and camber. And that means that you have either good tow and bad camber or the other way around. So on this car they've got two custom control arms, so you can do tow and camber separately. And then at the rear we've got the stock exhaust tips, diffuser there as well, and we've got an A45 RS 525 Plus logo there, the reverse trident, upside down trident, Posaidon logo. Let's check out the engine. So that is the M139 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Now the problem with this engine is that Mercedes already got a lot of power from this engine, so it's quite difficult to run high amounts of power. So Posaidon are actually on their 10th or 11th turbocharger now. They've tested a lot of them because it's very difficult to get a good setup. So they did fit it with a big turbo and they got around 580 horsepower with that, but it was just no way that the engine would last, and it has an electronic wastegate that also is quite difficult to calibrate basically. So now they have done that. It runs really well now, but apparently that is a super difficult thing to master. So what we've got is a stock turbo housing. Basically this is a hybrid turbo, so it's got a bigger turbine and a different blow-off valve as well. And then we've got a downpipe attached to that, and we've got an Venturi intake as well, because they needed more air to go in there. And this setup gives you around 525 horsepower and between 600-630 newton meters of torque. And this is a TÜV approved setup, so you can just pass the TÜV in Germany with this 525 horsepower setup at Posaidon, which is very nice. So what else do they do? Well, we've got 3 computers basically in this car. The ECU for the engine, the TCU for the transmission, and the PTCU for the powertrain. The PTCU is basically the thing that makes everything talk to each other, and that is also where the speed limiter is hiding. So all three of these computers have been remapped. They have new software by Posaidon, which they do in-house, which is always nice to hear. And that means that, you know, they have a lot of control over what is happening. We also have a full Club Sport cage here by Sport. So very serious, and 4-point harness as well. So you wouldn't say that on the outside, but it is actually a very hardcore car. What's up?
What's up? Yeah, we can do some hardcore stuff in here.
Yeah, fake taxi. All right, so we'll start it up. Alrighty. Now, if we switch to race, yeah, you can hear the valves opening up. So it's actually quite loud, and because you don't have a rear seat and everything is open, it is really loud in here. If we turn off traction control, we can also go for drift mode, which is pretty cool. Pull both pedals, manual, both pedals up, and then we have drift mode active, which is quite nice. It actually works a lot better in this Posaidon version because you know, you have a bit more power, which makes it easier to slide it around. And of course, because it is super slippery out today, that also helps a lot. Because with the stock car, it's nearly impossible to do a proper slide. Ooh, that is loud. Oh man. Such an aggressive little car. So you can really feel that it is, you know, in electronic drift mode. It's just the car senses that you want a lot of power to the rear wheels. So everything happens pretty late. You have to be ready. You have to let the car know on time, in time, I should say, that you want something to happen. But it actually works. Oh, but it picks up really well. Of course, because you have a hybrid turbo, you do have a bigger turbine wheel, but you don't have a bigger turbo per se. So it doesn't really hurt the spool up time that much. If you go for like a big snail of a turbo, you would have a lot more lag. This still has that really aggressive character, which is quite nice. So we can also do a launch control. For that we are going back into normal mode, manual off, foot on the brake, full throttle. Ooh, that is pretty damn quick. It really dumps that clutch basically. It's a very aggressive launch control. Of course it does struggle with these conditions to put that power down, but still quite quick. The KW suspension is set up for the Nürburgring, but that also means that you can still take a few bumps without it getting too bent out of shape. AP racing brakes. I don't know if they're just the front ones, but it feels so nice. The pedal is so beefy. He was not expecting that. But you can see that it actually slides pretty well. But then it's like you hit a wall. It won't go any further than that. It's just like, yeah.
That's a perfect explanation.
Yeah, there's a limit. But it's very nice. It feels really good because it's short and square, and you can adjust really well and quick. Oh, you can also hear the Venturi intake very well, which is quite a nice sound. And you can hear the turbo through the exhaust. That is what I'm hearing. So, onto the Autobahn. Full throttle, very, very loud. Quite quick as well. Oh, those brakes. You just hit the pedal and it feels so meaty and beefy, and oh, it feels like there's so much there. It's a beautifully weighted pedal now. So I would say the big difference with this turbo starts right now. From like 240 to 50, the car should be able to run a lot better and a lot longer at these speeds, at this high output power request I'm doing right now. Because especially with the tuning box, of course, you have a limit to that power. It only delivers that power for like 10 or 15 seconds. But now you don't have that issue. And last time round, of course, we had the stock turbo and the stock downpipe. This setup should be able to run a lot better at high speeds as well. This car would be a lot of fun around the ring. I mean, it's such an aggressive little thing, and it's been set up really well. Oh, lovely brakes, lovely, lovely. These have to be some of the best steel brakes I've ever felt. So that is it for this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, as I said, we don't have any measurements, any proper measurements, so I hope that we can do that later on this year. We might actually do a little Nürburgring lap as well. Let me know if you guys would like that. So thanks for watching. Big thanks to Posaidon for taking their car to us again. Absolutely love driving it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video or this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.